into the seats. Woo, woo, woo. Mary, 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 quite contrary. Woo, come on, circle up, people. It's time to settle down. All this excitement, enthusiasm on a rainy day. Come on, Deborah, I can hear you back there. Time to start, Deborah. Deborah. Girl. Hello. Time to start. Hello. Thank you for being here. Greatly appreciate it. There's so much excitement in the air. The fall is coming. The weather's better. And retail development is increasing and slowly getting that little chug. So many things are happening. Now, I guess we'll start off with icing on the cake. Ben, are you hiding behind that pole? Come on up and tell us. Now, there's several things that you are initiated that actually you might give us a little hint on what they're going. Come on, come on, come on.
I'm Ben Reno-Weber. I am lucky to be able to serve as the council person for District 8, which includes the Highlands. And I'm going to be relatively brief. I'm going to be very brief today because I was really long last time. So the couple of initiatives that I'm going to talk about that we're working on, but I think the really biggest thing, and we'll have specific data on a lot of this by next month, is we got some real momentum happening right now. When you look at business closings versus openings along Bardstown Road, we are drastically more openings than closings, and several rumored openings coming in the next couple of months. Not just rumored, there are signs going up. So I guess once you put a sign on the side of a building, that's a pretty good sign for things. So we'll have a report on the openings and closings by next month, but awesome stuff. Also, if you have not tried some of the new businesses that have opened, last month we talked about High Fry. I just went back there. I had curry in a hurry last week. Those dumplings are next level. Highly recommend that. Got dinner from the Highland Fish Market to pair with some Vines wine. And I so appreciate the ecosystem of folks being like, hey, we're going to do oysters in partnership with, who did you do it with? Yeah. Rose Hill. I haven't made that yet, but I'm going to one of these days. So great economic development, momentum from a retail and local perspective, which is building on some of the amazing economic development work that we're seeing as a city. I don't know if you guys clocked this, but we've had billions with a B of dollars of investment that has come to our city or is coming to our city. That's just been announced in the last 2 months. So we do have the director of economic development here. So if we could just take a moment to give him a little round of applause. Definitely. He also was super responsive to the overwhelming feelings that we were just going to put pause on some of the parking conversations until we could be strategic about that. So one of the things that I want to announce is that we are going to create a parking working group to come up with a proactive, hey, this is what we'd like to see. Here are some scenarios. We'll get some finance nerds to come back and be like, is that going to meet our finance needs? So if you're interested in being a part of that, please contact our office and we'll get you on that list. We've got some great co-chairs, one of whom is Tom Payette, who was a longtime Bardstown Road property owner and business person, and Adema from Park Community. So they're going to co-chair that. So we'll come up with some proactive stuff. Is there anything else I'm supposed to hit? I got two more that while you're thinking about it. So also, as of September, we are the safest police division in the city of Louisville, which is freaking awesome. So we're going to come back with some trend data around that, but I think that's really, I saw something on Bardstown Road that I had not seen in a while, and I'm super appreciative of it, which was somebody get pulled over for speeding. Okay, now that's awesome. Like, dude came flying through an intersection and got pulled over, and I couldn't have been happier to see that happen last night about 8 o'clock. So shout out to whoever that was. Was it you? Yeah.
No, what?
And while we are on the issue of public safety, I will just note that we have in our presence today Greatness, the Officer of the Year for the 5th Division, Officer Keeling. Congratulations. So, I'm happy to take any questions for the next couple of minutes, and then I'm going to step off stage.
Then, more than one organization is talking about a comprehensive safety program that you can present to build upon the safety that we've built. Is there any momentum or thought or support that we can bring to the table to actually have a package where we can present that to the Highlands?
So I think we've got a really good, Major Brown has been working on the strategy for the division, and I think he's going to present that at some point relatively soon. And I think we've honestly been doing a lot of the stuff that would be a part of that. So thank you to everybody who signed a trespass waiver.
Yes.
We've gotten really high percentage of coverage, and there's a couple of people who are just like, oh yeah, I keep meaning to do that. So I'm going to keep poking at their offices around that. And then I just think some really fun ideas that are percolating that I'm excited about, with both the Commerce Guild. I think some of the stuff that we've talked about, potential Trolley Hop, and like other really things to keep activating. And then Friends of Bardstown Road are working on. Are you going to speak to that?
I'm just here for them.
Okay. Friends of Bardstown Road is doing some really interesting stuff, fundraising around the next layer of trees and beautification projects, and then some other stuff that's cooking along. So momentum is strong, folks. This is good stuff. All right, I'm gonna sit down. Thank you.
So if we would, always love to get introductions of our guests and members. So Nick, start us off.
Good morning, I'm Nick Moore, Vice President of Highland Commerce Guild.
Hi, good morning, I'm Amy.
Yes.
Hello, I'm Deanna Daniel, I'm the owner of South Street Houses, and I have an Airbnb called Highland Party House, and I've written bring there more. I'm looking for places. Good morning, I'm Ann Lindell, I'm the president of the Cherokee Farming Association, and I am so glad my guys, I'm so on the board. Thank you.
I understand.
Good morning, I'm Officer John Keeling, Division Resource Officer for our 5th Division here at LMPD.
Officer of the year.
Good morning, I'm Eagleson Barnes with 5th Division, and I work with the legend.
I'm Beth Mahinsky, I'm the manager at Highland Shelby Park Library in the Mid-City Mall. Yeah.
We're having extended Sunday hours starting.
November 2nd will be our first Sunday at work. I'm not gonna stand up.
It doesn't make much difference.
I'm the chair of the district data advisory board. And if you all don't know what the district data advisory board is, it's been in existence. How long? We represent all the neighborhood, areas in District 8. And we always meet the last Monday, and we're taking on controversial things, so come on and add your voice. I'm Emily Shapiro, I own Play Cotton.
Jeff Myers, I'm a sales agent, Van Digital Realtors, I'm a board member and a treasurer of the Highland Commerce School.
I'm Mary Mosley, I'm a board member and own a couple properties on West End Road.
Michael Sterla, I'm on the board of Friends of Bardstown Road and also the vice president of the Highland Douglas Neighborhood Association.
Wonderful. Sure.
My name is Lisa Foster. I'm a co-owner of Guestroom Records on Frankfurt Avenue and
Stephen Michael Carr, Highlands Community Ministries. Hi, everybody over there. Big people there. Real quick, shout out to everybody who donated to us for Gift for Good Louisville. Our goal was $25,000 from $200. We had 37,000. Larry Rother, immediate past president of the Highland Economic Development and publisher of Highlands American God.
Yay. Jeff?
Jeff O'Brien, executive director of Louisville Metro Economic Development. Mike Kane, Louisville Metro Department of Transportation.
Gita Tanker with the Metro Small Business Loan Program, Louisville Economic Development Line.
And just, Louisville Economic Development Lines. Drew Boardman, the owner of Planning and House.
Lawrence Weeks, your newest neighbor and the chef owner at Murray's Creole Pub that's filling in. Buying Castle and Bardstown.
I'm Givhan, I'm a local photographer for small businesses in Reno. Ashley Bedingfield, owner of Highland Fish Market.
Annie McDonald, I'm a parishioner at St. James Catholic Church up the street here, and I'm a guest of my sister Deanna. I'm getting old.
Deborah?
Deborah Harlan, Bonnie Castle Neighborhood Association Board, retired Business City Economic Development Manager for Bardstown Road. And if you're in our neighborhood, we welcome a new business called Salon 6, and we say goodbye to one of our long-term neighbors, Dot Fox, who's leaving us here. So still doing my job.
All right.
JD Malcolm, one of the owners at Vines Wine Bar and Spirit Shop in Douglas Loop, and we have a free wine tasting Friday starting at 5, so tell your neighbors.
Hey. Yay.
Adela Perez with Park Community Credit Union and a board member.
I'll go. Stephanie Piper Riley, Tyler Park resident, owner of Surprisingly Boutique, who is celebrating our 7th birthday next Friday.
I'm John Crabtree, I'm the director of marketing for CycLOUvia.
Adam Scow's owner, CycLOUvia, and serving on the board.
Dan Borsch, I own the Burger Boy Diner and the Old Wool Tavern.
Just a point of reference that Mary Mosley and Stephanie Riley are heading up our new retail division. And so we're very hopeful that you all will increase your concept of volunteerism. This group is taking on some new dynamics, including multiple events, and one potential we're working on will be for the 24th of October. So more to come, but I want to encourage you all to seek these two people out about retail development in the Highlands. Now, moving along, John Neely, the Officer of the Year, has some information to give us about, oh, well, I'll take just a second. I didn't realize we have, introduce yourself. I'm sorry?
Matt Jacobs.
Any group, association?
No, it's
Great. We're glad to have you. Yes, welcome, welcome. Larry, just whip it out, baby. Come on.
proud to be a resident at a government charity tribal association as well as a trustee.
It's always good to see your glowing face. All right. All right, come on up.
Now?
Well, if you feel like it, hey. Now, I mean, you should have some joy to communicate to these people. We are moving ourselves into a better place.
Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure. Good morning, everyone. As I always say, thank y'all for inviting us into your meeting and letting us help you, and we appreciate you helping us. As Aaron mentioned, we got a great response from the request for trespass waivers on your properties. Keep them coming. I got copies with me, blank ones to help you fill out if you like, if you don't have one already. Again, that allows us to enforce trespassing laws while you are not present on the property. It made a big difference in the corridor. And I want to shout out to, I don't think any of them are here right now. I want to thank the ambassadors for keeping the area clean. I see them just about every day, and I try to talk to them. They do a great job. Anyone can relay that to them, that we do notice and we do appreciate it. But the only thing changing from the last time I was here is the detail we've been putting out on the Bardstown Road corridor and in Nulu is going to change up a little bit. We've been there every Friday and Saturday night. I've been on that detail several times. I worked the last 2 weekends. Friday has really, for lack of a better term, slacked off. It's very much under control. Our presence there has made a big difference. And beginning in October, we will change to just Saturday nights, which is actually the big night there, and a lot more populated on the streets. We'll continue that, as far as I know, until we had the same effect on Saturday nights. Of course, the weather changing should help us quite a bit. So we'll see how that goes. Other than that, most crime categories are down in the 5th Division for the last 30 days. So that's a good thing too. We are very fortunate. This, what I call jewel of Jefferson County that we all work and live in, is just great. It's just good. And I'm proud to be representing the department and be serving here in the 5th Division. I'm in my 36th year as of next month, and I don't know anything else I'd rather do. I don't know if you have any questions. If you do, but that's all I've got this morning. Great. Thank you.
We're always hopeful people have learned to lock their cars. I know it sounds crazy, but the number one, I guess I have a pet peeve. What, 90+% of the cars stolen are not locked? Is that fair? So I know it sounds crazy, but in your tea time, just discussing, how about include conversations, lock thy car, hide thy possessions. Anyway, it's a minor thing, but still, way too many incidents that could be prevented. All right, there was a change. Hold on here. Yes, change. Is it Keisha Swan is going to be our guest speaker, Jeff? Or who is going to be? I've got 3 different people. You're going to speak. Yeah. Wonderful. Well, Jeff O'Brien, we get the premium economic development officer of Louisville, Kentucky. Come on up, Jeff.
Good morning, everybody. How are y'all doing today? My name is Jeff O'Brien. As I said, I'm the executive director for Louisville Metro Economic Development. So obviously, Councilman Reno-Weber talked about some amazing small business wins here that we're having on Bardstown Road and in the Highlands. We've had some amazing large business wins across the community. So one of the things I wanted to talk to you about this morning, and that Aaron asked me to talk about, was the way that we've structured our economic development team. You may or may not have caught this, but last year, Louisville Metro spun off its, I see, I'm supposed to be right here. So Louisville Metro spun off its economic development activities in a public-private partnership. So we have the Louisville Metro Economic Development Cabinet, which I am the executive director of, and then we have our Louisville Economic Development Alliance, which handles actually our hands-on business attraction and retention activities. So that means, first and foremost, the staff that was your economic development staff 1 year ago is still your economic development staff. We've spun it off so we can expand that staff and expand the offerings that we have and try to create a public-private partnership. And that is the model that we're seeing around the country that's working. Some of you may remember that is the model that Louisville had here about a decade ago. But when we look at what our goals are in terms of what we are trying to do in our economic development activities, we are trying to grow quality of place. So you guys have talked a lot about this morning about public safety, about parking and issues that affect affect residents where they live. And that's really the way that our economic development group is focused. So while we've had some great wins in the national economic development landscape, that really speaks to people wanting to be in Louisville and businesses wanting to continue to make investments in Louisville because of our quality of place. And so when we think about the offerings that we've had in Metro government in our economic development landscape, we've got really what I would say 3 primary things. We have the big state incentives that are here to attract jobs, and those work great for businesses like Health Track RX, which is a company that we attracted down near UPS. It works great for GE Appliances, which is making a major investment down at Appliance Park. And it works pretty well for Be Simple, which is an AI company that we attracted across the river. What it doesn't work very well for is the small mom and pop shop that is opening on Bardstown Road. We also have our tax increment financing and industrial revenue bonds, which are complicated ways to refund taxes to property taxes primarily, but also sometimes sales taxes and occupational taxes to people that are doing large redevelopment projects. So again, at the risk of life and limb, I'll mention this project's name, but One Park is an example where you're building a large redevelopment. That's a great project for TIF. Again, TIF doesn't work well for small and local businesses. For about 40 years, and some of you may have partaken in this, we've had our Metco Small Business Loan Program. Dina Chaika, who had introduced herself, runs that program for us and has done an awesome job in the last year getting that program back on track. That program loans money at below market cost to small businesses. The sweet spot for Metco loans sits between $50,000 and $200,000. Don't throw anything at me, Dina, if I got that wrong. And we're generally, depending on the loan product, we are a couple points below what market rate is. And that's whether the rates are high like they are now or low like they were 5 or 6 years ago. So what we're starting to get into is how do we start providing incentives to small local businesses. So you saw the mayor and Metro Council take a dip into this process in this year's budget. So this year, the Metro Council appropriated $3 million for the South End Business Development Fund. And that fund we are actually using to attract businesses to our South End corridors. There's a pot of money for Dixie Highway restaurant repopulation. There's a pot of money that's going to Metco for loans and legacy business grants. And there's a pot of money that we have kind of as a discretionary pot to try to attract economic development projects in the South End. So what our team is focused on today is being extremely successful in distributing those funds and advertising those funds so that we can get additional geographic directed funds, again, aimed at local small businesses and trying to grow those businesses. So those those are programs that we're hoping to get more of in the future. And again, we're doing a mix of we'll still do loans. We'll always have a loan product. That Metco revolving loan product has revolved for 40 years now, so it's significantly older than my colleagues in the back, Dina and Izzy there, but it's not quite as old as I am. So that's that. So we're really excited about this opportunity to be successful with those funds. With our Louisville Economic Development Alliance team, you were seeing some reshuffling of our team there. We are still filling positions. We've had a few open positions and trying to get people back out on the streets and trying to make sure that we're in contact with our small business community and getting to your needs. So with that, that's really what we're doing. There's some changes organizationally. That's all to kind of help leverage our tools and get the private sector more involved in our economic development activities. But at the end of the day, the services that you're seeing on the street should be similar or enhanced. And with that, I'm happy. I don't know if you want me to take questions, but I'm happy to take a few questions if there's any questions out there.
Well, how about what's the best number if we try to find you, where would we find you?
Well, if you want to find me, I'm a pretty easy guy to find. You can still call our economic development office, which is 502-574-4140, or you can go to our the Metro website, louisvilleky.gov, or louisvillealliance.org. louisvillealliance.org. So that's where you can find links to our programs. Dina and Izzy and I are here. We're happy to give you our direct contact information and talk to you guys offline. But our team is here to help you be successful, help the corridor be successful, help the community be successful. So yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so as a board member, how can we leverage, if you can just provide me some insight, like your all's work into the work that we are trying to do? Are there people we could meet with? Are there just
Yeah, I think the best thing to do are you can meet, again, we have Izzy and Dina in the back. I think you can meet with those folks. Again, we're in a bit of transition in terms of who's doing our local growth programs. So, but our frontline staff members that are out there actually meeting with businesses on a day in, day on basis. I mean, they're the best people to meet with and really just understand your needs and some of the challenges that you're facing. Yeah, Dan.
Hey, Jeff. What about the facade loans that used to be available? Are those still available and what's the funding?
Yeah, so-
What's the maximum per property?
Yeah, I'll let Dean, if you want to talk a little bit about come up and talk a little bit about the details on the facade program. Our facade program is still available out of the Metco program. It's not dead. We have been, we were a little bit overzealous in our lending strategy a couple of years. If you want to come over here, if we were a little overzealous in our lending strategy a couple of years ago, so we've had to have money revolve back into the fund. Our goal is to always have those dollars revolve back in the community. So the Metco board at the end of last year took a position that they wanted some of those funds to revolve back, and we get about $800,000 that comes back to us every year. Is that right? Am I about?
Yeah, we get about $1 million in
Sure.
repayments every year. Right now, facade loan program is only available for the South End, just because we got the South End injection. But we're still waiting for repayments from all the previous loans to make them available for all the other neighborhoods as well. Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's my phone. For some reason, I have it on, not on silent. How about that? Yeah, so I think, again, and that's just a function of, again, Metco will revolve about $2 to $2.5 million a year. That's comfortably what we can put out in the community. 3 years ago, we put out $5.1 million, which just given a host of challenges with our accounting software changeover and some of our loan tracking, we had extended the program, so. Yes, sir.
We know there's a lot of demographic issues when you're looking into like where you're directing funds as a whole city. Like, what do these people have to look forward to as far as, I mean, we're speaking to an area right now that just it needs help. Is it going to be more widely available in the future? Like, what plans do we have as a city as a whole?
Yeah, I think in terms of like direct support to businesses, is that what you're asking me, or yeah?
You know, when the only way I can say it is, you know, I know a lot goes into it. You say, you know, a lot of South End, and it's like nobody else has a chance during that time. Like, and I understand there's a lot of surveys and things that go into that. When or are there any plans to expand, like, instead of like just like one area to like the whole city, and where people are choosing to run their businesses versus feeling forced to be in an area?
Yeah,
to receive funds.
Yeah, I think our goal is to have with the South End Fund, and again, just strategically, how can we be successful in showing that we can do a grant and loan program and get it passed in the budget. I mean, I think South End is where, just like you said, where we started with that. But I think the goal of that is to expand that throughout the community as again, we want to be very successful with that program. We tried this 2 years ago with downtown and doing some direct incentives to downtown. Downtown's a little bit of a different animal because we've got some, we have some other tools available to us there. But we with the office vacancies, we tried it there. Wasn't great. Like, part of that is just the market for going into large office towers. But so I think this year we're trying to get like, okay, well, let's kind of take that strategy we're looking at, let's gear it more towards geographically based small business acceptance, see if those programs if there's going to be good uptake on those programs, if we've got good council support on those programs, and if we have good community support on those programs. I think if they're good, we are going to try to build that into more of our economic development strategy when it comes to local growth. Again, we've never done, the only other time in our history that we've really done grants out of the Metco program was for COVID. I would say that was a mild disaster just because of we're in an emergent situation. So it's probably never good to try something new in an emergency, but but this program, I think we are trying to be more successful and trying to make it successful so that we can deploy it throughout the community. Because again, there's some opportunities in the south end, but there's some real challenges when we look at Bardstown Road, when we look at what's happening out on 42, with the reconstruction of the bridge over the Waterson Expressway. So I think there's some real opportunity, or River Road with the flooding. I mean, there's some real opportunities here to look beyond just, one area, but we've got to test it somewhere.
And I was just gonna just continue to advocate that, when I look at my business numbers every single weekend, 80% of those are tourists, to be honest with you. And I feel like Bardstown Road is a hub for tourism. If Louisville really believes in being this economic driver for bringing people in. But the problem is when people leave my shop, they're like, well, where else can I go? And when they see this disjointed of a shop here, closed here, shop here, closed there, I just don't think it's presenting our best face forward. And I think there's so much work that can be done. But the Highlands should be a place for people who are coming in town from Cincinnati and elsewhere as a tourist hub. But if Louisville believes that the Highlands can be part of that conversation, we need to fill those vacant storefronts immediately.
Yeah, and again, I understand that concern. We deploy quite a bit of resources in the neighborhood with our ambassador program. So that was specifically trying to yeah, that's been something that those men and women do an awesome job every day keeping our streets clean. I mean, I think that when we look at the need across the community, my goal is that we have neighborhoods that are great everywhere in the community. So while I understand that, I mean, I think there would be people that say, well, you guys are already doing this thing for Bardstown Road that you're not doing for other parts of the community. So, and that's the thing that we have to balance every day as we think about the 400 square miles of Jefferson County. Yeah, Michael.
Building off Stephanie's point, so when you think about Nulu, you can see all the development there and the success it's having, branding and tourism as well. What sort of economic tools do you think there are in the Bardstown Road corridor that could be utilized that someone like Nulu, like tip, other things that could be used or done in this corridor to sort of make it more cohesive, add some more funding to it in different ways?
Yeah, I mean, so TIF can be deployed anywhere in the community. The challenge again is that for really to make TIF work, you've got to, I mean, you're looking at tens of millions of dollars of investment and you're really looking at major redevelopment. So, I think when you look at opportunities like Mid-City Mall, and I don't know, they haven't come and asked for TIF or anything like that for me, but that's like the type of opportunity. It's not really what we're really looking at Bardstown Road are the things that the city and state are doing with making the streetscape function better, making sure that it's pedestrian friendly, making sure that we have clean streets with the ambassador program. And then I think supporting the small businesses. And again, I'm here to say, and hear me say this, like, we don't think our small business support has been great in the past, like, which is why we're trying something different. Right. So, but we've got to demonstrate to the mayor and to Metro Council that if we do this different thing, we can have some impacts and change the projects. I mean, I do think filling the missing teeth on the corridor are important. In Nulu, again, one of the things there is, having the large scale properties that can be redeveloped. In the Highlands, you already have a high base for your property values. We already have a very strong corridor in terms of economic activities. I know it could be stronger. I'm not saying that it's the best that it can be, but we really want to make sure that we are looking strategically here. It's a different set of toolbox, but the toolbox that we have is probably not very conducive in terms of just deploying loans, which is what we've really done for small businesses over the last 4 years. Yeah, we'll help you get your permits. If you have challenges, get your permits, give me a call. We can try to shake trees and rattle cages to get people to move along. If you have code enforcement issues, same thing. But, at the end of the day, we just need a different set of tools. Yeah, Dan.
I just want to reiterate what you just said. I hope the mayor understands, and you're just the executive. We fundamentally need a different set of tools. It is incredibly unfair that we ask our small businesses in this community to pay full freight on taxes, on rehab for small projects. And being a small business person, I obviously am biased, but we find that there's a lot of value in community having local, successful small businesses. And we just shoot them in the foot constantly. Unless you're a large development, you don't get a TIF district. That's a direct competitor, one part. Any of these big TIF projects, they subsidize their restaurants. I have to compete with them with a hand tied behind my back. And now the South End gets special treatment. That's just not fundamentally fair in the community. And, you know, I'll give you a sports analogy. You put the ball in the hands of your best players to win the game. We're killing the golden goose. We can't ignore it because in a competitive retail market, things change on a dime. And Bardstown Road is not the economic engine that it used to be, or that it should be or could be. And if we continue to handicap it and not give it the same tools that are available in other places, it's going to suffer. And it is suffering already, but I mean, I hope there's a real serious attempt and acknowledgement by higher ups that the system is not creating the desired outcome. And we can look as an overall community, why are we having to subsidize restaurants? To be perfectly honest, like, I mean, I guess that could benefit me if I open one in the South End, but in its general, you know, strategy for developing a community, I would say restaurants are pretty darn low on the totem pole of driving economic development in the community.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can tell that this is a very interesting conversation with this District 8. Because we believe very strongly in the Bardstown Road corridor. And you've heard a lot of suggestions or complaints. You mentioned the fact that you are reorganizing. LMPD has only been around for
A year.
And that is, number one, is the purpose still viable for LMPD? Because it seems that your big projects, number one, are coming from Frankfurt and not originating here in Louisville. And two, how exactly are you all going to rearrange both LMPD and the Cabinet for Economic Development to work better, especially for this area?
Yeah, I think again, when I'm saying reorganize for this area, the area that I'm going to talk about is local small businesses, you know, whether it's in the Highlands or whether it's in Valley Station or whether it's in the West End. I mean, I think that's what our goal is. And right now, our team we've been playing shorthanded on that team for 18 months. Part of that was we've had attrition. We then reorganized, so we wanted to make sure that our strategy was in the best place. We have, you know, really since 2019 have been suffering our small business strategies, and so I think that again, that's what we're trying to get at. Our big projects are always going to come from Frankfurt or from outside of the community. You know, we want the small businesses to grow, but you know, at the end of the day, when people are coming through, they want big expansions. They want the job-based incentives, which are going to come out of the state Cabinet for Economic Development. So we're always going to see a solid flow coming out of Frankfurt. I think again, shifting the team and making sure that we have the right people in place to work with businesses, develop the programs, and get people wherever they are in their business cycle to the right resources. What our team is growing toward. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Our ambassador, Bardstown Road, a wonderful asset. I'm hearing vaguely that there may not be enough money to keep that out there. Is that true?
No, we have invested more in our ambassadors over the last couple budget cycles. I mean, we've expanded the program into Nulu this year. So, and again, to do that, we added money to the budget. We added money to the regular programs and added on to the ambassador program for Nulu. So the mayor and Metro Council still continue to very strongly believe in the program, and we're not planning to scale it back. I've not been asked to scale it back. In fact, I think I just sent out the August report to council members, and the only comments or questions I ever get back from council members that have ambassadors in their area are, "This program's awesome. We love what they're doing." So I'd be shocked if that went away anytime soon. But we've continue to invest in that program because we very much see the impact of those individuals are having in our community.
It would be super awkward if they're about to open a new headquarters on the 9th block.
Yeah.
So if we cut their funding, that would be really awkward.
All right.
But they're about to open a new headquarters, for our area. So they'll be, we definitely continue to invest in them.
Awesome. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it, Aaron. Thank you for the time today. And we'll be here if you have questions afterward. Thanks.
Thank you. All right. As always, in trying to keep in a timely manner, and again, how can you lose what you're looking at? An up and coming event, something that we've enjoyed many, many times with a few new twists. Michael King for CycLOUvia. And Michael, yes. To my understanding, your job has been redefined to where we're going to be interacting with you a little bit more.
Morning, everybody. Thanks for having me out. My name is Mike King. I am with the Louisville's newly formed Department of Transportation. I head up the planning side of a lot of our planning efforts for our entire transportation system in the city. But today I'm here to talk to you about a project that I've been doing for a long time and one that makes me really happy because I've enjoyed doing it. Has anybody not heard of CycLOUvia in here? It's okay to be called out. All right, cool. Well, then I can keep this pretty brief. We started CycLOUvia in 2012 in the Highlands, and it was such a rip-roaring success. We are now going on our 14th CycLOUvia in the Highlands. So Sunday, October 12th, 2 to 6 p.m. From Douglas Loop up to Grindstead Drive, we will open the street, as we like to say it, but there won't be cars allowed on the street for the day. Basically, we open it up as a big linear park. Thousands of people usually come out to the event. It's really well attended. But one of the things that makes it so successful on Bardstown Road is what's important to you guys is the business side of it. And CycLOUvia is only as effective as the businesses that participate in it. So we strongly encourage all the businesses. During that time, we know it can be a little bit of a challenge when the roadway is closed for an event. But if you would like, you're welcome to come out to the sidewalk and do whatever you would like for your business out there to promote your business. Any kind of specials, anything you guys want to do that day, please just let us know, and we're happy to promote that through our social media and everything like that. But it's really a really feel-good event for the community. A lot of people really love it. It gets a lot of new faces out there. Some businesses, I know it can be a tough day because people aren't going to be on their bikes and walking and buying specific products. But we hear time and time again from folks that, hey, I was going a little bit slower on Bardstown Road that day. I wasn't driving through there like I normally do, so it gave me an opportunity to see a new business that I didn't know that was there before. So it really does have an economic development component to it, which is why we've been doing it for so long on Bardstown Road and feel so dedicated to continuing to do that. So, anybody have any questions or anything about CycLOUvia?
What did how your job change?
It's a long story. Over the years, I've been working on Jeff's team through the Office of Planning, which is part of Jeff's department, doing kind of long-range planning and a bunch of different facets for the city. We did neighborhood plans, I had brownfields, I had public art, anything and everything. But one of the core things that we also did was the front end of transportation planning. When Mayor Greenberg came in, one of his initiatives was to establish a Department of Transportation. And the idea behind that was to bring all these different agencies that are doing transportation-related things into one department to streamline it, make it more efficient, and get some projects done. So I was asked to be the assistant director of that new Department of Transportation, bringing with me all the transportation planning that we're doing. We've reintegrated all the other things that my office previously was doing, like the Brownfields program, public art, neighborhood planning, all those different facets have been reintegrated. They didn't go away. They're living in different places now. So that's the short version.
Thank you, sir.
Michael, you got a question?
Yeah, I just want to maybe point out or ask you that all the permitting and road closures and funding for CycLOUvia comes from the city, right? Like we got paying for that out.
Correct, yeah. We are fortunate and very thankful to work with LMPD. They provide the security for the day where they help make sure people aren't stupid and drive their cars up and down Bardstown Road during CycLOUvia. But we've had an annual budget. It's a shoestring budget. With it, we've said every year Bardstown Road is going to be one of the events, and then we try and rotate around to a few different communities. But Bardstown Road, because it was the first one, they embraced it, and it's so successful. We just keep it going. But yeah, we do pay for that. It doesn't come from any other funding sources.
And maybe to your point about businesses, I've been to a lot of them, and I've had like tables out there and talking to people that go by. It'd be great if every business had something on the sidewalk that was out there to at least let people know about your shop, hand out information, allow them to come inside. So like, because I feel like not every business is always referring CycLOUvia. I'm always surprised when people, I feel like that's great.
Yeah, I agree. I always brag on Bardstown Road to Glow because I think it's the one event where all the businesses are open at the same time. So you get the retail component, the restaurant component, the bar component, everything finally functioning all at once, and the vibrancy is insane. We'd love to be able to do something like that for CycLOUvia. We understand small businesses have challenging hours and limited staff and things like that. But anything you can do to be a part of CycLOUvia, I really truly think it's going to help your business. Yes, ma'am. Sure.
On October 12th, when do you want cars off of Bardstown?
So they will put signs up that say no parking. It usually starts about an hour before. So it usually says at 1 o'clock. They put signs out there. We do our absolute best not to have to tow anybody off the street. We don't want to do that. It's a pain. We don't, as you've probably seen, we don't have a whole lot of room in our impound lot and things like that. So we in the past, even been able to just tow cars to the side streets and things like that, but that caused some issues because then people don't know where their car is anymore. But there will be signage put up. It usually says 1 o'clock, usually about 15 to 30 minutes before the event starts is when they start kind of enforcing that really strictly. Thank you all. And there are posters over here if you guys, they're on the table. You hang them up in your windows.
Well, it's exciting how we're keeping on time. Thank you all very much. And I'll have Nick come up to sort of entourage us into the next phase.
Good morning, everyone. Pleasure to be here. And the hot topic this morning seems to be around filling the retail spaces up and down Bardstown Road. And I'm a real fan of that. When we have a fair amount of spaces available. We have a new retail committee that's helping to address that. And it's so important to have those spaces filled to solve so many problems and create so many opportunities. So we will continue to fight that battle. The good news, as Ben mentioned, for 2025 so far, we do have more businesses opening than closing. So we want to continue that trend and increase it, of course. Along those same lines, we have two new businesses that are going to be opening very shortly. And we do have two folks here that owner of those two different businesses. And first, I would like to call up Lawrence Weeks, if you would come on up and say a few words. Lawrence is going to be taking over the former Pints and Union building on Bardstown Road. And is going to be opening a business called Murray's Creole Pub. Welcome.
Thank you. How's everybody doing this morning? Good. A little bit about myself and my backstory. I was raised in Louisville from a military family, born in California, but my roots are here. In my younger years, I moved around the South in Houston and Louisiana, and my mother's side of the family is rooted in St. Landry Parish in Louisiana. I moved around a bunch as an adult trying to find culinary roots and kind of connect the dots on my story and where my locale is. And I think one of the great things about Louisville is we're considered one of the sister cities to New Orleans through trade, through the bourbon industry. And I just kind of want to leverage that story and tell it to the community. And let people know that Louisville is not as small as everybody else makes it seem. Murray's Creole Pub is kind of an homage to my two grandfathers that were before me, Lawrence Xavier and Lawrence Ignatius, who I'm named after. And it's kind of mixed with the concept of an English pub. Bars in America are kind of different than English pubs. Pubs have more of a community feel. As the young kids say, it's a third space for you to hang out, chat with some friends, maybe do some business lunch. We just want to create that space to where it's actually for a neighborhood, for the people. My business partner, who's out of the country, Tommy, used to be the proprietor of her space in Butchertown, Louis the Ton, and works with Kentucky to the World, Kentucky Land Board. He's very deeply rooted in Kentucky and the Louisville community. So what we want to do is kind of gather everybody from every walk of life and have a hub to where we can celebrate the city. I think one of my major goals in life is to become a chef, make a name for myself. But the end goal is to end up in rooms like this to where I can make an actual social change in the community. Because I truly believe that being in the hospitality industry is about nurturing people, creating a comfortable space, and actually feeling safe. Being safe and feeling safe are two different things. And we just kind of want to create that space for everybody. And I do that through food, storytelling, food, and making connection through two communities that may not be close, but have similar values. So thank you guys so much for welcoming us.
Can you give us a better idea of where you're located on Bardstown Road?
So we are right on that corner of Bonnie Castle and Bardstown Road, right by the doo-wop shop. Yeah. End of October, early November. It's looking more like early November. Yeah. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Lawrence. We're looking forward to your opening. Next, we have a business. It's called Guestroom Records. It's in one of my favorite buildings on the corridor. It's that old number 7 firehouse, which is just a really fabulous building. So Guestroom Records will be opening there, I think sometime in October, I hope. But we have Lisa Foster with us that will tell us a little bit about Guestroom Records.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for having me. Yeah, let's do this for a short person. There we go. My name is Lisa Foster. I am co-owner with my partner, Travis Searle of Guestroom Records on Frankfort Avenue and soon to be on Bardstown Road. A little bit about me, my partner, how we got here first. We opened over on Frankfort Avenue in 2013, October, so about 12 years ago, which is crazy to me. And since that time, we had a lot of initial growth, kind of slowly but surely. And in 2019, we started to feel like we really needed more space. We operated out of about 1,500 square feet over there. And we are fortunate enough that we were able to own that building. So we've kind of been very rooted there for a long time, and then had some growth that felt like we needed to move. And then COVID happened, shut everything down. And then we sort of had a business explosion post-COVID, because if you got stuck at home and you had maybe a little bit of extra money because you couldn't go do anything else, a lot of people started to get into records because you could do that at home. You could do that in your bubble. So all of a sudden we have reissues of Fleetwood Mac flying off the shelves and things that hadn't happened in a really long time. So in 2022, we got very serious of thinking about where we want to have a second location. And thought about Bardstown Road and wasn't 100% sure if it was the right fit for us for a while. You know, people complain about parking. It's really not that bad. But we were sort of picky. So we've been looking at spaces for a good 18 months and happened across this very incredibly beautiful space at 1330 Bardstown Road. That is the old firehouse that was home to Fran Jasper's Rugs. So we are currently in there working with our contractors and building it out, and getting really excited for what our staff have affectionately called Guestroom 2.0. But hoping to be open by the end of October beginning of November, kind of the same time frame. Hopefully the end of October. So we will make sure when we have a full press release that it comes your way for this group. But yeah, I am a Kentucky native. I'm from Campbellsville, Kentucky. I was born and bred there. My parents are from Washington County, Kentucky. Lived here. My mom worked for the School for the Blind in the 1960s. My dad went to Southern Seminary. I brought my partner back from Oklahoma. So Travis is an Oklahoman, and when you start Googling Guestroom Records, you will see it pop up in the state of Oklahoma as well. Those are also our stores. So I'm a former academic. I had an academic career. I worked at the University of Oklahoma, was a professor of communication studies there, and wrote and studied how music and public sphere building go together. So this was a really natural way for me to take the parts of my life and put them into a retail setting and quite selfishly be able to come home. So after being gone for about 13 years, that's how we wound it up here. And it was really scary coming back and being a business that had roots in a different place, but was also local here and really committed to the community here. And we were really fortunate to be accepted and vibrant, and we're just really excited about this new opportunity on Bardstown Road. It warms my heart as somebody who did drive from Central Kentucky to come shop at Ear Ecstasy all those years ago. I was also part of that history. It's probably how I got here doing this right now. So we're really just excited about it. We're in the hiring process right now. So it's a big growth change for us, but it's going to be good. And it's a beautiful space, and we hope that you'll all come visit us when we get open.
Thank you very much, Lisa. Two final things real quick. C&R Beauty Bar, which is actually on Taylorsville Road, just about a block off of Bardstown Road. Wanted to be here today, but they were not able to make it. But she did want me to mention that they will be celebrating their 10th year in the Highlands. And they're inviting everyone on October the 12th, which is a Sunday, to attend their location there. They'll be having some refreshments and what have you from 3 to 6. That's Sunday afternoon. Again, that's October 12th. And finally, we get to the important thing of drawing for the $25 gift card. Aaron will do the honors and draw out a number, or have someone draw out a number.
I'll let our distinguished guests draw out. They cannot play. That's all right. All right. Number 10.
Number 10 is Mary Mosley. And I should mention the gift card is to the Myriad Hotel, which includes, they have the Switchboard, which is kind of a bar restaurant. And they also have a Paseo restaurant. So $25 gift card. Thank you very much.
Now I know why you're really here. It's the segment we call Shameless Promotions. And I know deep down you're hiding something, a sale or an opportunity to join something new, try something new in the Highlands. So who's going to be Deborah? Are you shaking for a good reason? Oh, okay. Yes. Mr. Ray. What time? 5 p.m. All right. Yes.
So the library in October, we have a couple of programs. On October the 9th, was a Thursday night at 6:30. We have David he's a local author who does a lot of history, and he also does the ghost tours. And he is talking about his book, which is Dark Fruit in Glitterball City, and how it relates to the Glitterball factory here in the Highlands.
Wonderful.
History. And the second program that we got coming up is going to be on a Saturday afternoon. It's a bus program, The Lost Tribe, that's sponsored in part by the Metro District, our Friends Group, and the American Federation of Musicians, and it's gonna be the Lost Tribe will be at the library Saturday, October the 18th at 1 o'clock to 4.
Wonderful. But now, don't lose interest, because the Highlands Commerce Guild has a shameless promotion to make. Stephanie, come on up and tell them what we're up to.
Yeah, okay, well, I just want to follow up, we just want to be accountable to all our wonderful members. But you know, we have formed the Retail Development Committee, and I'm so glad for Adam and Mary Mosley who have joined forces, and we also have a number of our business owners who are in the mix as well. But we hosted a meeting on Tuesday, September 9th. And in that meeting, we have like 25 business owners in the room talking about their needs, concerns, dreams, hopes, and futures. And it was so exciting. So what did we learn from this meeting? Just really quickly, you know, we learned that the corridor is a place of character. It's edgy. It's not over polished. All the things we talk about that makes the Highlands just great. But we also looked for areas of improvement as well. You know, the motorcycles, sometimes a little lack of charm, the vacancies, crimes and homelessness. But what I wanted to say is we were listening, and what we are trying to do is, as we make decisions as a board, as we make decisions as a retail development committee, we're always going to be keeping these things in mind. I know Friends of Bardstown Road, these are things you all probably talk about too, but in terms of just the next slide, how I kind of just wanted to just highlight a few things, you know, and this is where I think we've lost, there's some missing teeth that we have going on Bardstown Road. You know, there's a number of vacancies, loss of connection, and the corridor right now just feels a little fragmented. I think we can all say that. So I think the important thing that we're going to be focusing on is how do we attract new businesses? How do we retain new businesses? You know, we talked a lot about Nulu. Obviously that comes up as part of our conversation. And you know, what the group kind of said is we don't have to be Nulu. We have some great things already there, but how do we work to focus on strengthening our identity and creating a brand that really gets people back onto this wonderful corridor that they love? And so we're going to be looking at some of these things. We have an upcoming meeting here in a few weeks, but what I would love to say is just a shameless promotion is that if you are a business owner and eager and excited to help kind of with this effort and think about some ongoing events or programs that could just, again, attract business, retain businesses, get people walking our streets, please come see me after today's meeting. We'd love to have you. And that is all. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh, so sorry. Oh, were you doing a photo? Yeah. So, all right. Well, thank you all so very much. I appreciate that.
I know you're shameless, so promote.
Exactly. See you on our Highland Community Ministries. Again, thank you for an awesome gift for Louisville. From now through November the 12th, we are trying to get different, I know, sorry, there's like this pillar right over here.
We can hear you.
We're trying to get businesses, neighborhood associations, churches, etc. in the area to help us put together 40 Thanksgiving meals for needy families in the 40204 and 05 zip codes. Right now, we have 7 of those meals accounted for. We were not able to do this at all for families that received support from us last year because we couldn't get the momentum going. But that's before they had a meeting. And I am off the phone. I will not take no for an answer. So we're gonna get 1 meal for these families. So I have several of these. It just has everything you need to make one of these meal boxes. It has all the relevant information. Like one of these, just please come see me. Like I said, we have 7 of those 40 accounted for. I'd love to be able to walk away from this room today and say I have, you know, so thank you.
So I'm with Friends of Bardstown Road. We get to advocate city and state for road design changes, talk to my king about some of these things. So I just wanted to let you all know that the state, which owns Bardstown Road, is going to be redesigning, restriping from Bonnie Castle to Rockledge. And maybe a show of hands, like who knows that is about to happen in the next month or two? Okay, who is seeing the designs for that? Yeah, who knows, like, in general, many places, parking will be removed from the street. Oh. So I'm sort of maybe, I'll go into this, but we met with the city, met with the state and tried to advocate for not moving parking and not maybe adding unnecessary turn lanes like at Village and other places. They were very receptive, so I think they're moving forward, and it was a little odd to me that they haven't told anyone about that, there's no announcement about it, but it's gonna be happening, I think, in the next month or two. And so maybe just want to bring it to your attention. At Friends of Bardstown Road, we have seen the plans. If you want to see those, we can share them, I think. And you know, we want to advocate for future changes, which may happen in 2 to 3 years. But in the meantime, there's going to be, I think, some pains and some complaints from the designer.
One thing I'll add to that about Mike. Very accurate, everything he said. If you think of the changes that happened on Bardstown Road, basically from Body Council to Baxter, where you have the concrete bump outs and those kind of things. The data we've seen has significantly improved the traffic safety up in the Bardstown Road. So it's achieving what it's meant to. This next section is really a continuation of that project from the Bardstown Road planning study we did a few years back, looking at ways we can make the corridor safer. This first treatment that KYTC is doing, this is the transportation cabinet for Kentucky, it's just gonna be the striping. There's not gonna be a concrete bump out and stuff. They want to do the striping and then study it for a bit, to see what kind of impacts it has, and then the changes will become permanent from there. This study would probably take about a year. So the changes will be real for a year. But they're gonna be looking at that. So as you all see things that you say, hey, this is working, this isn't working, please contact KYTC about them. Why does it take up parking spaces? It's taking the parking spaces near,
St. James, right?
No,
yeah, like by the farmers market.
By the farmers market, they're taking some of the parking out on that side of the street. The reason they're doing that is because they're hedging it down, like on the rest of the corridor, where it'll just be 1 lane in each direction, so you won't have the 2 lanes that function sometimes. I know it's parking right now, but at that section where it's a little bit wider, they wanted to be able to have a turn lane for folks to be able to come off of Bardstown Road, left off of Bardstown Road. I can't remember which street that is right there. Right around there. So that's my book. There's not enough space from curb to curb. These projects, they don't leave curb down or anything like that. So for KYTC, they thought it was more important to have that turning lane and keep cars going through there as opposed to parking, which certainly agrees there no salute. But from their perspective, I'm just a messenger on this one, the parking is not an issue.
Us from our perspective too, it makes it worse for pedestrians, so if you're, instead of having a buffer of parking when you're on the sidewalk and there's no green there, now you're right next to all these cars coming past, so it makes like a 2-block section worse, we feel.
Is there going to be an allowance for the Saturday farmers market that's there?
Not that I know of.
So that can go away or restore.
I'm also on the Highlands Neighborhood Association where we want to advocate for the improvements as well, changes to this. So I talked to the head of the farmers market, and they were, you know, they were concerned, but they didn't really want to take any action.
Well, I might love this group. They stay on top of these things really well and advocate very well for the Highlands. Yeah, but thanks for the work. Good transportation.
All right. Well, please, we're here to network, enjoy each other. Cannot thank you enough for your attendance. And for the viewing public, you missed out on a good time. Come on down and join us for our monthly meeting in October, which is our annual meeting.